VOA Special English Health Report. Deaf people may have no trouble communicating through American Sign Language or ASL, but study of ASL users show that the average deaf adult read at the level of 9 years old. The explanation had always been that this is because they never learned to connect letters with sounds. But a recent study showed that deaf readers are just like other people learning to read in a second language. Linguist James Morford led the study. She says the assumption has always been that problem with reading was educational issue with what the right way to teach reading when you can't associate sound with letter. But what was finding is that all this time people were been ignoring the fact that they are actually learning a new language. Morford is a professor at the University of New Mexico and a part of the Research Center of Gallaudet University in Washington. Most studies at Gallaudet are deaf. A center studies how deaf people learn and use language. Professor Morford says silent are like English learning. Words first language use a different alphabet. She says anyone who has a first language that was written system that very different than English like Arabic or Chinese or Russian. Know that learning to recognize and understand words in English is much more challenging. Thus, if you already speak English that uses the same orthography, the orthography is written system and spelling a language. Of course, with China, their first language has no written system at all. Thus had Western. Gallaudet Professor Tom Allen explains what effect this had on reading. He says there is a silent hearing going on. When a hearing people read a word, when a deaf person reads a word, there's not. They see the word and there's some kind of orthography representations. And some of the research in our center has shown that when deaf readers read an English word, it activates their sight representations of the words. Silence can face the same problem as other bilingual language people. Their brains have to choose between two languages all the time. Take the words paper and movie. Their spelling and meaning are not as similar, but as Professor Allen pointed out, the size for them are. To make the size for paper, he said, you hold on hand flat and you just lightly tap it with a flat palm on the other hand. And you do that a couple times, and that's made paper. Movie is very similar, except the other hands likely move back on and forth as if it were flicking weight on a screen. Stars appear in the stroller conversions. For VOA Special English, I'm Elizabeth Real. You can learn more about words every day and learn English at the same time at voaspecialenglish.com. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter at VOA Learning English.